Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to do a follow-up to a video we did last week about the keto diet. There's been some questions about that and some conversation, so I wanted to jump back into that. I've used the carnivore and the keto diet in the past to cut weight for wrestling, for weightlifting, competitions, for a number of different things, even just to get sugar down to have better physicals when I was applying for insurance. So either one is highly recommended, but it can be difficult to do either successfully because we live in a world where we're used to eating prepped food, which is a bunch of carbs, and a lot of people can't cook at all, so there's limitations there as well. But most guys can grill and enjoy grilling, and honestly, if you grill meat, you don't have to add a lot to it. The grill itself can add some flavor, and if you use some sea salt or pink salt, like the suggestions around both carnivore and keto suggest that you use, it flavors the food pretty well and you can do well from there. But I try to treat them not like a diet but like a lifestyle, which is probably the best way to be successful at it, which means at times you're going to crave sugar. So the best way to kill those cravings is to use something in place of it. Okay, so the key differences between carnivore and keto are as follows. The food composition of the two diets is completely different. Carnivore is a meat-only product diet. Basically, you're supposed to be eating just meat, staying away from plant-based foods, and eliminating carbs altogether, where the keto diet includes a variety of foods such as low-carb vegetables, healthy fats, and things of that nature. Carbohydrate intake is the biggest difference between the two. Basically, carnivore diet is zero carb, focusing solely on meat, whereas keto diet allows for low-carb intake to promote ketosis. Nutritional focus of the two is the same, basically. The carnivore diet emphasizes high protein intake, while the keto diet aims for a balance of high fats, moderate proteins, and low carbohydrates. In either one, you want to go with low to no carbohydrates. I kind of do a mixed blend of the two. There'll be days where I eat nothing but meat, and there'll be days where I allow myself to have some low carb foods. When you look at the allowed foods, the keto diet basically permits certain plant foods such as leafy greens and avocados. Spinach and avocados are what I eat. They're extremely good foods for you, high in minerals, high in vitamins. In addition to animal foods, you can add those in the keto diet. While carnivore diet strictly prohibits any plant-based foods, it's not that strict. If you follow it, if you do this like a lifestyle, guys, which is what you should be doing, that's how you're going to have success, okay? This year I've cut over 45 pounds with this diet, and I'm going to go after another 20-25 just because I had some injuries in a wreck, and less weight will be easier on my body, and I have to have a surgery coming up too, so you want less sugar in your blood when you have surgeries or medical procedures, because the more sugar you have in the blood, the more likely you are to feed infections and things of that nature. So these diets are a great way to limit the sugar that's in your blood and push your A1C down and your standard sugars down. I did a video a few weeks ago on what A1C is, and also that's to help prevent diabetes and those type things. So let's talk about this. So let's say you've been on the diet for a while and you have a sweet tooth. A lot of people will crash and fail if they don't allow themselves something. So I have some products here that I'm a fan of that I use when those times come, and it can be regular or it can be I don't touch any of them for a week and then go from there. So several are Atkins products. I'll start with those. Atkins is a great product. They're not sponsoring the channel or me by any way, shape, or form, but I've used their products several times. This is one of my favorite of theirs. This is the dark chocolate Royale. If you drink some coffee and you can't have creamer because of the diet that you're on, this works very well as coffee creamer too. I take my coffee black, but some folks need some sweetness, and this would work in this shake. It's a protein shake. It's got 15 grams of protein, 2 grams of net carbs. It's got 4 grams of fiber and only 1 gram of sugar. So that will help you stay on the diet, and it tastes really good. It's not a bad tasting item. Next two items are going to be Atkins as well. This is the highest carb count in the stuff that I'm recommending. This is an Atkins chocolate coconut bar. It tastes a lot like an Almond Joy without the almonds. This is higher in carbs, though, than the rest. There's 19 grams of carbohydrates in each one of these bars. There's 9 grams of fiber, so you basically get 10 grams of net carbs from that, and there's 1 gram of sugar. But this may keep you on the diet and on the good path just by allowing yourself that. Typically on the keto diet, you're allowing yourself 35 for females and up to 50 carbs a day for males. I just use 50 as the rule. Because if you're watching what you're eating, it's pretty hard to get above that, honestly. A slice of bread is 13 or 14 carbs, so you could have a sandwich a day or 2 sandwiches a day and still come under that 50 number. Here is the one I want to rave the most about, though. This is absolutely the best thing out there. So this is Atkins. It is called their peanut butter cups. It's Atkins Indulge. And these things are incredible. They taste better than Reese's, as good or better. I think they actually taste better than Reese's. It's got 1 gram of net carbs and 0 grams of sugar. So when you're dying for a sweet tooth, guys, this is my go-to. It's absolutely the best. This is a package of 20, and they cost around $12. So it can be expensive, but when you're spending this time on buying all the meat and doing all this and prepping, you don't want to fail and one night just go out and eat, 300 grams of carbohydrates from eating some other dessert. This is the one I would recommend. So in that's the foods from Atkins that I recommend. I want to stay on clean food outside of that, which is the suggestion most people would follow, just because eating clean feels good anyway. You feel better, and a lot of times if you're trying to cut weight for a specific purpose, feeling good matters, guys. And if you're doing this as a lifestyle, it needs to be sustainable. And sustainable means there's going to be days where you have a sweet tooth, where you want to have that. So these items can help prevent any issue there. The next one I would say I'm a fan of is Coca-Cola Zero. No sugar in that, no carbs in that. Yes, soda is still soda. There's some things you shouldn't do about soda because of how it handles pH balance in the blood. But at the end of the day, if you're in a lifestyle, then you're going to allow yourself a soda from time to time, and that's the one that I would recommend. And then with energy drinks, most of the time for me it's coffee, but the one that I would tend to lean to is Monster, the zero sugar. In that you have 6 grams of carbohydrates, and if you're allowing yourself 50 or 25 a day, one of those won't hurt you too bad during that day. So there's suggestions that I have for you. It's stuff that I've found that has made it successful for me and made me be able to sustain stuff like that for quite a good time. One of the other things I have from time to time, and that is apples, which sometimes has a bit more sugar or carbohydrates than what you want. So just watch those things. Just remember, as a rule, women, you're looking at 35 grams or less of carbohydrates in a day that you're trying to get, and men, it's 50 grams or less. But if you use those that I just showed you and you stick to a situation where you're grilling and prep your food, and here's the best suggestion I can give you, and I did this back when I was a personal trainer 30 years ago. Prep your food. If you have food ready and available where all you have to do is heat it up in the microwave, it's going to keep you on the straight and narrow. It's going to keep you on the program that you have. If you don't prep your food and you get to the point where you're starving, you are going to get the fastest thing. We're in a livelihood of convenience these days, so prep your food. If you have one day a week where you try to prep your food, that might give you better options there and let you stick to the program you're putting yourself on. And then if you absolutely crash one day, guys, and you do something wrong, that's fine. Just tomorrow pick it back up and carry it again. It's a lifestyle you're trying to sustain. It's not just a diet or something of that nature. Hopefully this video is useful to you. Hopefully you'll like the stuff that I've suggested. Once again, none of these products sponsor me, but they are the products that I buy in addition to the meat and the vegetables that I eat. And that's my thought on carnivore versus keto. You can look up all this stuff online, guys, but this is my suggestion around it. I've had great success with both, and hope you have the same if that's what you're looking to. I'm Ben. If you like subject matter such as this and videos such as these, please like, please subscribe, please share the video if you can. Be good.